Hi, good morning, Tiens. I am sure all of us are excited to experience the product, the much awaited product, Calcium HMB. I'm sure the answer is going to be yes. Yes, definitely. We are going to talk about the brand new Calcium HMB that we are very proud to bring to you today. And also, we are going to talk about how the product is going to function, what are the benefits of taking this product, how this product has to be positioned in the market size, the target customers, and definitely how this is going to give a boost to your sales. Right? So, are you excited to see how Calcium HMB is going to add shining stars to your cap? Yes or yes? Absolutely, I'm sure it is going to be yes. So, Calcium HMB, as we all know, this is a unique product, right, which has got a combination of calcium and HMB. Now, what is HMB? Let's understand. HMB is hydroxymethyl butyrate. Hydroxymethyl butyrate is the full form of HMB. Now, calcium and HMB put together makes this product very, very unique because as we have seen in the market, the competition, they would only come up with either calcium or with HMB. But here in Tiens, we are very proud to bring to you the world-class uniqueness in one product where you find the goodness of calcium and the strength of HMB put together. Okay. Now, HMB supplementation is definitely has shown very positive health results, wherein the physical appearance, the physical look of somebody, becomes more structured and more gracious. Okay. So, this product is going to perform by increasing the fat-free mass and decreasing the fat mass. Okay. So, in the process, this is going to reduce the muscle soreness and improve the muscle strength. Calcium HMB also, it has got evident support to show that this is going to support the bone density, improve the cognitive function, reduce abdominal obesity, and treat diseases of the heart and blood vessels. High cholesterol and high blood pressure are also reportedly, have very good results where calcium HMB comes into the picture. These diseases are found to be cured to a large extent. Calcium is important for optimal bone health, as all of us know, universal truth, and this is applicable in somebody's life throughout the lifetime. So, dietary supplements of calcium may also be considered a good source if the diet or the food source falls short. Human body basically needs calcium to maintain strong bone health, heart health, muscle health, nerve health. Okay, so all these put together need calcium to be functioning properly. Now, let's understand what is calcium HMB and how it works. So, as you can see, this is the chemical structure of HMB. Okay, the chemical structure of HMB would look something like what you see on the screen. Now, let's understand what is HMB. HMB is a chemical that the human body produces, though in very small quantity. The human body produces this chemical when the body breaks down leucine, which is an essential amino acid. HMB works in two ways. One is the muscle development and the second one is protein absorption. These are broadly the two areas where HMB has immense impact. So, this is basically a vital structure component which is used to maintain the integrity of the muscle cell membrane, and it prevents the cell membrane from getting the muscles damaged and also supports the rebuild of the damaged muscles. Number one. Number two, HMB is a chemical, as we have just seen. This is produced in the body when the body metabolizes leucine, an essential amino acid acting as the building block of protein. Thirdly, HMB works by slowing down the process of protein breakdown and also speeds up the process of protein synthesis. Now, as I have already told you, leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids in human body, which is very important for protein synthesis and many metabolic functions within the system of the human body. HMB is an active metabolite of leucine, okay, and it reduces the process of muscle protein breakdown. I told you that about it's a chemical. HMB is a chemical that is produced in the human body naturally. So that production is just about 5%. Okay, so the 5% of leucine is broken down into HMB in the body naturally. It is also identified as a muscle protein synthesis powerhouse and a very promising anti-catabolic agent, which means it prevents the muscle from getting damaged, from breaking down. The target group of people to whom we can go ahead and talk about HMB would range from the athletes, the marathon runners, to the elderly population. It's very important for us to note that HMB is about 10 to 20% more effective at preventing the breakdown of muscles, and it has got tremendous advantage in recovering from the injuries, as muscle loss during the recovery process from any kind of injury is a struggle. So basically, it's an anti-catabolic agent. It prevents the muscle breakdown process. It increases protein synthesis. Okay, so now we must understand one thing. We will not gain muscle mass when the protein synthesis is equal to protein breakdown, which means the protein production, the protein which is getting absorbed within the body, if that is equal to protein breakdown, definitely, right, we would not be left with any positive result. So in order to have muscle gain, the synthesis process has to be accelerated so that it keeps pace with the protein breakdown and we are adequately supplied with the muscle mass, right? HMB helps in increasing the muscle strength. It enhances the process of muscle recovery. So all of us understand that when somebody is ill, somebody is aging, somebody is exercising, all these has impact on the muscle being lost or being damaged, right? So when HMB is taken as a supplement, it increases the process, it enhances the process of muscle recovery as a whole. HMB supplementation improves recovery process from illnesses. HMB also increases the VO2 max. Now, what is this VO2 max? This is the endurance power of the athletes and the population who hits the gym regularly. The aerobic capacity is increased in runners, cyclists, and the triathletes. So this is basically the VO2 max. It's the oxygen consumption, the power by which your body consumes oxygen and improves the respiratory compensation point. Okay, HMB actually helps in the process. Strength gains are also enhanced with HMB intake. A meta-analysis about endurance training and HMB supplementation actually proved positive results in this case. HMB is also effective in lowering the bad cholesterol or the LDL, and it also helps in decreasing the body fat. So we've been talking about HMB and the chemical component of HMB, how it looks like. Now let's also talk about the other ingredients that are present in this unique product. Okay, so first of all, we are going to talk about the tricalcium phosphate. So this tricalcium phosphate, this is a salt of phosphoric acid. This is used to treat calcium deficiency. So as we all understand, calcium is present in our product. So the source of it is the tricalcium phosphate, and calcium is used. Calcium is the much required ingredient for treating calcium deficient cases. Okay, and it is also very important for the bone and the teeth health. It helps in bone growth process and energy production, overall energy production within the body. It is used, generally it is also used as anti-caking agent in powdered food items, and also this is considered safe to be taken as food additive. So that's about the tricalcium phosphate, the calcium element which is present in the product. We will move ahead and we will see the other important ingredients which are present in this product, which makes the product very unique and strong. So here we will talk about another ingredient which is present, that is vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 which is present in the product, this helps to absorb the calcium and the phosphate required within the human body. It also helps to absorb the HMB, which is the chemical. Okay, if the body is found low on vitamin D, the calcium cannot be absorbed. Now just think of a situation wherein you are giving your body the required amount of calcium. However, the body is not able to absorb the calcium and use the calcium, right? So that is a situation which we do not want. So this is one ingredient, vitamin D3, which is going to help the body absorb the calcium. Okay, getting more vitamin D3 from food is helpful to prevent from improving the peak bone density. Okay, now what is a peak bone density? That's a maximum amount of bone tissue someone can reach during adulthood. Okay, so this is one ingredient which is going to enhance and improve the peak bone density of a full grown adult individual. Okay, so adequate quantity of vitamin D would mean your body would become linear, your muscle mass would be strong, and it would be in the adequate quantity. That is the ideal situation. You will have better muscle function, muscles would be strong, the muscular structural look would be strong, and it would give you a very good appearance. It is going to help you fight acute respiratory infection, and also this is going to help you fight pneumonia. Moving on, we have another ingredient which is vitamin K2. Now let's understand why this vitamin K2 is crucial. Now vitamin K2 benefits the bone and the heart health, and it also helps to bind the bones with the tissues together. So this means this is one ingredient which is going to keep the bones intact and integrated with the tissues. Okay, keeping the bones in place, basically giving the structure a much stronger, I would say, stronger caging. Okay, number two, it is very important because this is going to play a key role in metabolism of calcium. Okay, breaking down the calcium and making the calcium useful for the body. Number three, this is also important because it enhances the bone density. The bone health is taken care of while this vitamin K2 is present, and it's of so much of importance. And also it's very important for us to note that it is associated with the inhibition of arterial calcification. Okay, and it is shown to lower the risk of vascular damage because it activates the matrix GLA protein, inhibiting the deposits of calcium on the arterial wall. So basically vitamin K2 helps the body to make the calcium flow through the intestinal system and get it excreted. Okay, it will prevent the calcium being deposited on the walls of the artery, and any kind of deposits found would be washed away, would be taken away towards the excretory system, giving the body a smooth intestinal flow of calcium without any residual impact. And it is also it is also found that increased intake of vitamin K2 would mean lowered calcium associated health risks. Of course, this is going to help the body to metabolize calcium. This is going to ensure that the body doesn't have any residual left over of the calcium, right? So that means this is one agent, this is one element which the calcium would be very pally with. Both the elements would work, complement each other, and the calcium associated risks would be much lower in an individual. Very interesting ingredient that we are going to talk about right now is the curcumin. Okay, all of us understand how curcumin is important, and it is found in a very widely used ingredient in our kitchen. That's the turmeric, or the widely known as haldi, right? So this has got amplified health benefits. This is a polyphenol with anti-inflammatory properties, and this has got the ability to increase the antioxidants that the body produces naturally. Okay, so the turmeric contains compounds with medicinal properties. We've been knowing this, we've been hearing this since ages, that haldi has got medicinal properties, and the most important compound which is found in haldi or turmeric is curcumin. Okay, and curcumin is a main active ingredient. Okay, active ingredient present in haldi with powerful anti-inflammatory and anti-oxidizing effect. Any agent with anti-oxidizing agent would have immense impact on the health, because this actually works as anti-aging element also. Anti-oxidizing is equivalent to anti-aging. So your organs, your skin, your health overall gains lot of benefiting experiences from this one element which is called curcumin. Let's talk about another phenomenal ingredient which is colostrum. So what is colostrum? Colostrum is the first milk any mammal mother produces right after the birth of the child. Okay, so this is known as the original liquid gold. This is golden in color, yellowish in color, and right after the child's birth, any mammal mother would be producing this for the first 2 to 3 days. Okay, so colostrum is highly densely nutrient, full of antibodies and antioxidants. Okay, this helps to build the immune system in the newborn baby, which the baby carries throughout his or her lifetime. Immunoglobulin is the antibody, okay, that becomes much stronger with the intake of colostrum. Okay, and this immunoglobulin going ahead helps this newborn baby, when the newborn baby becomes an adult, helps that person to stay supported and protected from very many deadly disease conditions. Lactoferritin is a second protein, okay, the second element which colostrum supplies, a protein that helps prevent any kind of infection within the body. Then colostrum is full with leukocytes, which are the white blood cells. It has got epidermal growth factor, that is again a protein stimulating the cell growth. And this colostrum is filled with vitamin A, magnesium, copper as well as zinc. Now we've been talking about all the important ingredients present, the additives present in the product. Now we will also see the special cases where muscle loss prevention is of crucial importance and how the process works. Now, in order to understand that, let us understand how the calcium HMB work. Now, it's very important that you love the person that you see in the mirror, right? So, you are carrying that person, the heart and soul and body, you are carrying. So, you have to really take care of the body. So, here, taking care of the body, while you take care of the body, while you love to see yourself fit and active, while you love to see a beautiful you, it's very important that you take care of one important factor, that is a lean mass, the lean muscle mass. Okay, so let's understand what is this lean muscle mass. This is a total weight of the body minus the weight of the fat mass and the organs. Okay, now lean mass is densely packed with contractile tissue, which means this is very strong, and the contractile tissues would really make it strong and in place, in structure, so that the body gets a proper structure. The body would not feel loose here and there. It is tightly held up body. Okay, like the way you find in the athletes, the way you find in the people who are going to the gym regularly, like the way you find in the exercising population, right? The body is held tightly, the structure of the body is held tightly, and that's possible when the lean mass is present in the body in adequate quantity as compared to the fat mass. Okay, so more lean mass would mean a well-built body, okay, giving a graceful look. Young adults usually has around 50% lean mass against the total body weight, and the aging population, as people age, you will see that people are losing on the lean mass. People may lose out on the lean mass. So in the aging population, the total lean mass can decrease and go down to up to 25%. Moving on. Let's see the Indian diet. So here you can see the Indian diet. So the Indian diet consists of around 70 to 80% of carbs. However, the need is to have a proper diet which is strong in protein, right? It is actually seen that Indian diet supplies far lesser protein than what is required. So if you would see the requirement of protein, this is 1 gram per kg body weight per day. 1 gram per kg body weight per day is the actual requirement of protein within the body. Now you can ask, why are we talking about protein here? Now we have seen that HMB really works on protein synthesis and controlling the protein breakdown, right? The muscle breakdown. So it is important to understand HMB would work when you are giving protein, adequate protein to your body, right? So it is equally important to produce and supply, rather it's important to supply adequate quantity of protein to the body so that you have protein, you have HMB and you have exercise routine. All this put together would actually help on the muscle build up, on the muscle prevention of muscle damage, and also give you a healthy life. Okay, so in case the adequate requirement of protein is not fulfilled by means of food, it is recommended to have the deficiency filled up by means of dietary supplements. HMB would definitely work out because it works by enhancing the protein absorption in the body. Yes, HMB as a chemical, it helps by enhancing the system and accelerating the process of protein absorption in the body. It doesn't it helps the body to stop the muscle breakdown. It enhances the protein synthesis so that the body is able to hold what is required to be held up within the body for a better strength, better muscular look, and better recovery from any kind of illnesses, right? So lean muscle mass is directly proportionate to the physical fitness of an individual, and lean muscle mass usually comprises 50% of the body weight in case of the young population, and as we have just discussed, it will reduce and it can reduce to about 25% in the aging population. Yes, we have just spoken about the requirement of protein, which is 1 gram per kg body weight per day. Okay. Lean muscle mass is important for the exercising population, the aging population, and the population recovering from illnesses. And HMB dietary supplement helps in the muscle build-up process, prevention of muscle being damaged, and also the damaged muscle rebuilt, regaining the strength in the muscle which becomes loose, which is on the verge of getting damaged and which is on the verge of losing out from the body. So this is a pictorial representation of the population who would need HMB to be supplemented, to be given as an oral supplement so that their bodily requirement, the protein synthesis, is taken care of. Okay. Now for the athletes, HMB improves the process by recovering the recovery process while they are exercising, right, by reducing the skeletal muscle damage. So what happens when we exercise is that muscles get damaged, and that is the reason after exercise you would find that, you know, sometimes your hands are paining, your legs are paining, there is a burning sensation within the muscles of our body. So that happens because the muscle gets damaged, and on top of that the new muscles come up. It increases the lean body mass. It also enhances the skeletal muscle growth, the strength of the muscle, the muscular strength basically, and the power when the appropriate exercises are used. So the best combination is the exercising as well as the protein intake and HMB intake, which clubs together would give a proper lean body mass to an individual. Now, this may also result in reducing the fat mass when used in conjunction with a structured exercise regimen, as I just said. Now, it inhibits proteolysis, which is a breakdown of proteins into amino acid, and it increases protein synthesis, the process in which the cells make protein. Okay, the protein absorption and the protein, the process in which the proteins are being generated within the body. Now, moving on to the elderly population, it is defined as a age-related loss of skeletal muscle mass, and it is also known as sarcopenia. Okay, sarcopenia is the process through which, you know, when an individual ages, say 35, 40, 45, 50, right? So during this time, the muscle naturally becomes loose, and you know, the individual tends to lose the muscle mass. So clinical trials have shown promising results that HMB can actually attenuate the progression of sarcopenia. It can stop, it can delay the progression of sarcopenia in elderly adults. Supplementation of HMB actually results in an increase in the skeletal muscle mass and strength in the elderly population. Now let's talk about the population who are recovering from the terminal illnesses. Chronic diseases, something with a high inflammation like cancer or tuberculosis or COPD, there is a high risk of muscle loss. Why? Because the inflammatory factors present circulating through the body during these conditions would actually target the muscle. The immobility associated with the extended bed rest. Now, when somebody is unwell and somebody is hospitalized, somebody is maybe on bed rest in the house also. So this immobility is associated with muscle loss. When somebody is not moving the hands on the legs, so that's the reason you would see when somebody is ill, somebody is hospitalized, while coming out from the hospital, the health of that individual would actually deteriorate. So this is the reason when somebody is actually in the hospital, you would see there is a lot of muscle loss, and there is a lot of health deterioration associated. Okay, research has also shown that older adults can lose almost 1 kilo of muscle mass in the legs for immobilization in just about 10 days. Okay, 10 days of hospitalization or immobilization can result in 1 kilo of muscle mass loss. In case of people who undergo who are under intensive care, like in ICCU condition, right, with very high inflammation, there is a risk of loss of almost 2 pounds of muscle within just about 3 days. The muscle loss can have devastating consequences on the health recovery process. If there is a muscle loss associated recovery process from any kind of illness, any kind of injury, a person that may undergo any kind of injury, right, there would be the process of regaining, the process of recovering from the illness is very, very difficult. So the muscle mass can actually dictate the survival of a person. So in the picture you can see a normal muscle and a damaged muscle, and how the look of the muscle would differ, and this in turn would actually give a unhealthy look to the structure of a human body, right? Now, it has also been seen that HMB helps population who are at risk of muscle loss under highly catabolic conditions. It would actually help that population. HMB can preserve muscle and protect it from catabolic molecules, that is the molecules who are damaging the muscles and resulting in muscle breakdown. Population who are at high risk of malnutrition would benefit from nutrition specific oral supplement containing HMB. Let's talk about strength training and the impact of HMB in that population. Combined with regular exercise, HMB actually supplements HMB supplements can increase the fat-free body mass. It shifts the body's composition from more fat, less muscle to less fat and more lean muscle mass. Research shows that HMB supports the lean body composition in people, and HMB helps decrease the delayed onset muscle soreness, okay, so that many people experience after a workout. Like just the way I said, after workout you would have basically there is a soreness, there is a burning sensation which is happening, within the muscles of your legs or your hands. That's the process when the muscle breaks down, when the muscle gets damaged, and the new muscles would be preparing themselves to come up, okay. That happens in the process of exercise, and HMB can actually help accelerate the process of muscle built up during that, okay. The greater benefits in other ways, you can also see the person exercising, the person going in for the gym regularly would have improved mood. The total, there would be a total reduction in the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol level would come down, the blood pressure would normalize and stabilize, and the person would have very good, very good recovery process from any kind of injury, or the immuno system would be actually very strong in this population. Secondly, as we have seen, prolonged illness can lead to loss of lean muscle mass. Lack of mobility can also lead to muscle being wasted and muscle being damaged. And also in the aging population, as the body gains less muscle compared to gaining, and the process of muscle breakdown gets enhanced, people tend to look unhealthy and people tend to lose out on their health conditions, and this is very, very particularly this happens within the aging population, right? Also, the challenge of muscle loss, you can adhere to some appropriate actions, like effectiveness of HMB is already shown by the research that it helps gain muscle built up and also prevents the muscle loss. Indulging and intake of protein rich food is highly recommended while you are planning on your HMB. Also keep in mind protein is equally important, because HMB has a process wherein it helps protein absorption and synthesis. Body breaks down the protein rich food into amino acids, which in turn is used to build the building block of the body, which are muscles. Resistance strength training along with protein and HMB, strength training is also equally important, because that is the process that would enhance, that would give the muscles a healthy structured look. Omega-3 intake is also recommended, and also it is important to keep a check on the vitamin D levels, okay, and adhering to some kind of walking every day. This is important, keep in mind, and also please recommend this. Now this is our nutraceutical calcium HMB product. As we have seen, we have also spoken about the benefits and the positioning of the product, how the product works, what are the benefits the product is associated with. We have seen the world-class ingredients and how this product is unique in the market, because in the beginning, as we have seen, as we have told, that you would see many companies coming up with HMB and calcium separately, but we are very proud to bring to you calcium and HMB together, which makes the product very unique with unique benefits and giving you the uniqueness and the much more stronger foothold in the market to take the product out in the market and position it. This is a market size. It has attracted many pharmaceutical players and functional food industry players to have HMB. When we talk about HMB, this is gaining steam around the world for its usage in boosting the sports and the dietary supplements. So keep that segment also in mind. Endurance training, endurance power is enhanced by the intake of this. So definitely the sports population, the athlete population would be quite attracted because it is believed to deliver promising results in building up the muscle in many cases, amplifying the recovery process in case of terminal illnesses, right? So that is also a population which is which can be greatly benefited when this kind of a product would be introduced to them, right? HMB also has gathered momentum from increasing popularity within the athlete training community. Okay, the focus has also been treating the older adults and the diseased population. The older adults, they would gain strength, they would have better bodily structure, their weaknesses, their muscle health would be greatly benefited, and they would actually enjoy a greater health benefit from this product. Okay, rising clinical potential of HMB in cancer management and immunodeficiency is also something that we need to keep a note of, right? So that's again another area where we can try to explore and see the chances of promoting and positioning this product. Recovery process enhancement post any kind of surgery. Okay, muscle built up process in athletes and gym goers, the enhancement of the endurance power during exercising, okay, and the improvement in bone density, cognitive function, and reduction in abdominal obesity in the older adults is also greater benefits which this product has to offer. Much more beneficial platform and beneficial statements could be found across industry related to HMB, and this is a unique product, something very, very powerful, which if placed and positioned properly would help the population to a great extent. So as we have seen, this is the wonderful product that we've been talking about, and the other statistics associated are very attractive. The MRP is 2,344 rupees, whereas the DP is 1,875 rupees with a PV of 25 and BV of 14. Now this is also, I'm very happy to share the creative. This is a creative which is there on our social media handles. You can use this creative to float it across and share it with your market, with your distributors, with your franchisees, with your team members, and also with any customers who I'm sure by now all of us understand how this product works, and how the population, how the customers can benefit from this product. So you would please requesting all of us to please go ahead and share the statistics with the population. Let's have a look at how the real product looks like. This is a real picture which we have taken after dissolving the sachet in 200 ml of water. So the recommended dosage is 1 sachet to be dissolved in 200 ml of water for consumption after meal. This comes in a tangy orange flavor, as the picture you can see in the picture. This is orange in color and it tastes beautiful with a orange flavor, right? It is recommended for the elders and also the adults. Now very interestingly and very importantly, please note that this can be recommended and consumed as a post workout drink, energy enhancer basically. Recommended usage is 1 sachet per day, and definitely please keep a note, this is not recommended for the pregnant and the lactating mothers. Anyone with any kind of a medical condition which may require some medical advice and medical supervision would be required to take the guidance of the medical practitioners before going ahead and using this product. So that's all from our side. We are very, very sure Calcium HMB is going to make a lot of noise in the market. Let's go ahead, take this unique product, talk about the unique ingredients, talk about the super power HMB, talk about the super special calcium, and also talk about the super duper benefits which people can get by consuming this product, and how the health conditions, the overall structure and the overall look of you can be enhanced for a better looking you, good looking you with healthy muscles, healthy bones, and healthy life. Wish you all the best from Tiens, and let's go ahead and rock to the next level. Thank you and all the best.